Talk about it. They talk about my sisters are unprofessional. Now, there's a whole bunch of people that are unprofessional. Better believe that. But I'm specifically talking to my sisters and that stigma that a lot of our sisters have. Is it warranted? For some, it absolutely is. And part of that is maybe the upbringing, maybe the emotions that they have at the time when you come in contact with them, the inexperience that they have. Someone hasn't sat down and spoken to them and said, hey, listen, in this particular space that you're in, you've got to conduct yourself a little bit differently. There's a lot of failure along the way as it relates to once someone is being labeled as being unprofessional. But I hate the fact that so many people put that stigma on our sisters. There's a ton of sisters out there that are extremely professional. Now, is there a way that you respond to when people come to you with criticisms, or they come with you with anger, or they come with you with disrespect? Absolutely. Is that a challenge to deal with? Absolutely. That is where my sisters that are being labeled as being unprofessional have to work on, and to possibly do a little bit better of a job with that. You got to have a little bit thicker skin. It happens to all of us. But when you're in a certain setting, there's a certain type of behavior that you're supposed to adhere by, or that you should adhere by. And again, I think that is just mentorship with the sisters that are being labeled as being unprofessional. We all go through these moments where people challenge us and our emotions respond in a certain way. We may not be feeling well that day. You know, as women have their cycles and things like that men don't know about. And you think it's easy to deal with that, or to have a mild manner response to people if they give you some type of attitude when you're going through that. No, it's extremely hard. And I'm not making no excuses at all. Like I said, being unprofessional is something that happens in a lot of cultures. Men and women, it happens. But specifically for my sisters, with them being labeled as being unprofessional, that part, my guidance to them, my guidance to folks that are raising young girls, raising teenagers, is mentorship. And sometimes, unfortunately, the parents or the people that are raising these folks don't have it either. So I would say that I'm sure there's videos on YouTube that talk about when you're in a professional setting, if you're in a work environment, normally that's where a professional setting is, that there are certain things that you should adhere to, whether it's your dress wear, whether it is your response to people when customers are asking you questions or whatever, whether how you're supposed to conduct yourself when you have breaks, or that you're supposed to stick to your tasks. There are videos, I'm sure, that speak on that. And I just want my sisters to continue to work on bettering themselves. We know that there's other pitfalls out there that are going to affect you, that folks are going to label you, or they're instantly going to think that this is what you are. But don't give them that stigma. Don't give them that stereotype of, hey, that you all are all unprofessional, when that part is easily fixable. Not easily. It's a challenge, but it's fixable. And sometimes, as the older generation that's out here, and I've done it many times before, you have to be careful. And some people don't receive it the same exact way from certain individuals. They may want to confront you or they may want to challenge you. But as the older generation, if you do see some type of attitude or some unprofessionalism that's going on with some of our young sisters, you try to pull them to the side. You try to call back up to the workplace and say, hey, listen, I just want to give you a little bit of advice, a little bit of constructive criticism. In this situation, you probably should have addressed it this way or whatever. I'm not telling you what you should do, but I'm just letting you know that I care for you and I'm concerned and I want you to be able to thrive. And we can try to help with giving some type of suggestions to our sisters, because sometimes they just don't have the folks that are going to tell them the necessary info, the necessary plan of action. Sometimes they just don't have that. They got a lot of other folks that may be around them that may be ignorant. So let's just be mindful of that, of having some compassion, being empathetic, but again, not making excuses, but not placing the whole thing on the fact that all of our women are unprofessional, given that stereotype that all of them are unprofessional. Because again, like I said, there's so many folks that are out there that you come in contact with, I come in contact with, are extremely unprofessional. Don't let them label our sisters solely as that. But sisters, the ones that need to work on it, absolutely. We've got to work on that part because there's a time and place for everything. I'm going to catch you on the next note. Peace out.